Thanks for coming back. This video is going to be a short video of how to build a router sled. I have a project that I'm about to post for an island, a kitchen island that I built, and you'll see in the video it's quite humorous that I butchered some of the stile and rails for the door because I did not have this particular router sled built, which is great because this sled actually cost about 80 bucks, I think, at Rockler, and it's a good one they have there. It has plexiglass, which I can add to this if I wanted to, but the way I looked at it is I bought a piece of plywood, and I don't remember what I paid for it, but for the island, which is going to be sold off, and the scraps, what I had, I was able to make this sled, so I picked up an additional $80 in savings, if you will, from using some of the materials from a project, which is another good outcome of projects that you do and sell to people. Anyway, I'm just laying out where I want the bolts to go because I'm going to add two handles. It's going to be fairly similar to the Rockler one. It's going to have two handles on it at an angle to help give me a little bit more leverage to push through the router table. It's going to have an adjustable arm and clamp to hold the piece in place. So that's pretty much what I'm laying out right here. Here I'm just putting the pieces where they go and kind of getting an idea of how this is going to work. This will be one of the knobs in the back, and at first I make a mistake. I put this knob that you see here in the front in the wrong place. It's not at an angle, it's directly in line with the other one. The one in the middle is going to be the adjustable bracket for the piece that will hold your workpiece for your project in between. The Rockler arm will actually hold the piece that you're routing, and the rest of them will be just some dead wood. So you'll see that as I get further along. But yeah, it was kind of bonehead how I put that one in the wrong spot. But you live and you learn. I'm not a professional woodworker. I'm learning as I go, and hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes and learn from things that were not a mistake. So as the glue dries here, I am checking to make sure that this is square and in line on both sides, because that could be a problem, obviously, when you're using this sled to router something, because it could make some of the styling rails off slightly at an angle, which is not what you want on, say, a cabinet door. So important that you do this. Now you're going to meet Miami Vice, my vice brick. What I'm doing here is simply, and by the way, this is another useful use of my tiny shop I have that is, again, 10 by 12. So this is actually a vise that's attached to my planer table, and I have the planer sled doors on the left there opened up so that I can store tools that I need for the micro jig back there, for the table saw, and the Craig pocket hole jig. I make the best use as I can of all the space in here. This is pretty humorous. Also, I drill the first hole, and that is how I did it. I missed the line, which is bonehead, but Miami Vice was not holding on tight enough in my defense. So there's that. So now I head over to the future home of the router sled, and I cut the groove along the middle here to give the bolt somewhere to slide back and forth to hold the piece, depending upon how big the piece is for the project. Pretty gangster way of doing air filtration here. I am simply using my shop vac as I go, because if you look behind, I don't have any room, because I have a wall-mounted router table to attach this into my hose to, because I'm using it almost all the way extended to make this cut. So I wasn't able to attach my amazing air filtration system to the proper connection at the back of the Rockler portable router table that's hanging on my wall, which is another great thing. I highly recommend one of these so that you can collapse it when you're not using it. Gives you a lot more space in your shop. Doing a little bit of sanding. It looks pretty professional. Got the hose hooked up for more air filtration. And the beauty of this is actually that my shop vac was not even on, so this was completely doing absolutely nothing at the time I was sanding these few pieces here. But I'm just trying to clean up the edges to get rid of the splinters, and not really trying to make this an heirloom piece for future generations, just kind of cleaning it up to where it's not gonna be a problem when I'm using it. And now we just add the parts. And these parts, I can link them in the show notes. I bought a big bag from Rockler, and I am not sponsored by Rockler. They just happen to have a lot of good stuff for woodworking. I bought a bag of different types of adapters they sell there to use for sleds and different things you may need around the shop. It's a great package. I highly recommend it. I use it quite often, and I may have to buy another one. As many of these different jigs and stuff that I've built. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you like it. Will be doing the video soon of the kitchen island that I built, and I have some oven topper cutting boards that I'm got a couple orders for to probably record and show you guys how I make those. So stay tuned. See you later.